Hello, everybody, and welcome to the All British Motocross Podcast from Dirt Hub with myself, Ben Rumbold, and Dirt Hub boss and founder Paul Ooten. So, yeah, just going to step back and talk a little bit about what's been going on over the winter. We've got the Dirt Hub Awards coming up as well, so we'll talk about those. And also, we've got special guest Brad Todd, British Championship rider, and should we say, American Dream Liver right now is going to be joining us for a chat on the show. So, yeah, thanks to Brad for joining us, and we'll talk to him very soon. But yeah, Paul, you've been obviously keeping things going there in the Dirt Hub world, and obviously a quiet time with no major events happening constantly, I would guess. But yeah, from that side, it's still been lots of news going on and some rider changes now, so we can start to see how the grids are going to form both domestically and of course the GPs and in the USA. So yeah, Paul, what's hot in your gossip column right now?
Is never a quiet time. Never quiet, honestly. You get a day and you think, nah, nothing's happening, and then suddenly loads of shit starts piling in. So yeah, never quiet. Obviously there is a big bit of news. VMXDN is going to Hawkstone Park. That was
Hawkstone Park.
That was the biggie that hit on, I think it was Friday. Can't remember now. Time flies, but yeah, big news, that one. Obviously opens up a big can of worms with the rumours about the GP going to Fox Hills. Obviously, there's pictures of Fox Hill being for sale.
Yep.
Yeah, it just sparked loads of rumours, loads of talk. Why VMXDN gone there? Is it because of that? Watching the video that the guys at Too Fast did with the VMXDN guys, they sort of wanted a change, which I get that, actually, to be fair. It's nice to do a change. And Hawkstone Park, let's be fair, is a fantastic venue. Listening to the two strokes rattle through the trees, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so no, that's been the big bit of news. I think it's probably been fairly universally a popular move, to be fair. I think everybody's happy to see it go to a different venue. I don't think you'd ever want to count Fox Hills out for certain, but a couple of years out, or maybe goes on a loop, and maybe VMXDN goes back to its his sacred home to Farley for a year. I don't know, but yeah, that was probably the biggest of news last week, which, like I said, sort of morphs into another bit of news that about the GP venue, which you might not already know, although you can't say. But obviously, the rumours are very, very strong for Fox Hill. Look at you.
I mean,
people can't see this, but your lips are so tight. You must honestly.
What are you talking about? Yeah. What can I say? Well, first of all, I didn't see the VMXDN move coming. Obviously, we'd been contacted by Dave King to say that VMXDN is definitely going ahead, no matter the Fox Hill GP rumours. Yeah, but the move to Hawkstone, I didn't see coming. I liked it at Fox Hill, I must be honest. I felt like Farley was like a celebration of 1980s motocross, and Fox Hill was 1990s, which was my time, like when I was a teenager, going to GPs at Fox Hill was like a religion. Every year we'd go. So I liked the buzz and I loved hearing the sounds of the air horns, and the whole atmosphere of Fox Hill just reminded me of that. And so as a personal thing, I loved it being at Fox Hill, and I was looking forward to going this year because it doesn't clash with the GP. And I might be working it, I think, unofficially. I might be working it. So yeah, for Hawkstone, I mean, it's a timeless venue. We've been going there since the war. It's a real classic venue, obviously. And yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I've heard a lot of rumors they're reconstructing the Honda bomb hole, or whatever you used to call it. The sand pit, the famous part of the track there. Maybe even resurrecting the Jobey jump, which of course was outlawed as it wasn't part of GP. The double jumps were outlawed by GPs at the time. So yeah, intriguing to see what they're going to do to it. But yeah, many people know the track very well. It has got that classic atmosphere, and yeah, hopefully it will have a similar feel and vibe to Fox Hill, which has been a great event for the last 4 years. So I think it was possibly a few people did see it coming with the track. How I think there were some words about the track at Fox Hill, and obviously if it's going to be MXGP, it's going to need an awful lot of work there, which might make it a little bit more difficult for the vintage riders and machines. So I guess that's part of the reason why we'll never really know, but yeah, we'll let it happen, and yeah, Hawkstone should be an absolute buzz. With the GP rumors, like I say, we've been told that it's an almost certainty that the GP will be at Fox Hill. Didn't see um, how that's going to work with a new owner or whatever's happening there. But hopefully, yeah, that continues. I would love to have the GP at Fox Hill. Obviously, I'm working with MXGP, and to bring that whole circus to that valley, that atmosphere, I think would be absolutely stunning. But we'll see. You never quite know with motocross at the moment. It could all go back on its head. So we'll see. But I personally, I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I think Fox Hill is a great test for the riders, and only the best will win there. So we'll see how it goes.
It's a snip at 9 mil. So with you and your friends, surely you could do a whip round and
Bought it outright. That would be pretty simple. That would be pretty special, wouldn't it? Wow. Yeah, I'll get on the phone to David.
But interestingly, you're saying that maybe it's not going to be suitable for the for the older bikes. The British Sidecar Cross GP has also moved, so they're not going to be at Fox Hills either. So that's going to be at Canada Heights, which
Yeah,
is fantastic as well. So that's going to be exciting.
yeah, you talk about the sounds of engines through trees. I mean, imagine those beasts going around Canada Heights. That'd be something pretty special. So sadly, I won't be there because it clashes with an MXGP round. But that feels like it's going to be really, really good to watch. So yeah, that'd be great. And yeah, I just think that, well, if you picture most of the MXGP circuits there, you're talking big jumps, wave sections, stuff that's going to really not be an awful lot of fun for veteran MXDN riders, should we say, apart from maybe the top few. So yeah, I think it makes sense, but it also means they're going to have to do a lot of work to Fox Hill. So we'll see. I'm excited. I really, really hope it's going to happen, but we'll see.
Cool. Just a quick one on the cycle cross front, because I think
Yeah.
we've had two British crews or British drivers challenging for a world title, because Dan Foden coming back into it, he had some good ones at the end. Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard had a stunning season. So yeah, I think we're in for a good World Sidecar Cross Championship then for the Brits, because Michael Hodges as well. So yeah, Stuart Brown still going too.
It's very straightforward to follow the series as well. They do a good broadcast. So yeah, it's worth watching that because it's some serious action with those things. They're amazing.
Well, and you get the quads as well. You get the European Quad Cross, which we have got there with our champion Harry Walker, trying to get, I think it'd be his third title. So yeah, so that is going to be really good at Canada Heights. Rider signings then. So it's been a couple of weeks since we've been in. So my little spreadsheet has been building up. So I don't think we've been on here since Josh Gilbert was announced for a Pico Honda.
No, haven't. No. Yeah, that was one that I got the insight from trainer Tom just before it got announced, and yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, that's banging. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Josh can do on that machine, and it's a good team. I don't know if that puts paid to most of his MXGP exploits. I don't know what he's going to do from that side, but yeah, we'll see. Be very interesting to see what Josh can do on that.
Yeah, and people have said, what's happened to Lex or MX, which is interesting because obviously John Adamson has now moved, and Josh. So yeah, I don't know. I have to try and do some digging and find out on that one.
I did hear a little rumor about Ben Watson with Lexa, but whether that's a rumor that's just hearsay or whether there's anything to that, I really don't know. But that's one rumor that crossed my path.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, again, I've no idea. It's not official, but that's something that I heard. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard that one, so that's interesting. Very interesting. Again, the rumors I've heard, a little bit aligned to that, but yeah, Ben Watson British Championship, it will certainly make it interesting between him and Comrade. That as well as Josh in the mix there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did a present an awards night with the guys who organised Monster Mountain, who the EMX Sparks electric bike championship. So I did a presentation night for them at the weekend, and Conrad was a special guest, and a quick interview with him there, and he was saying that it sounds like there's going to be more competition for him next year. So yeah, he's looking forward to that, and he's had a bit of medical work. He's had a bit of surgery to fix an ongoing problem. So that's quite scary because that probably means that he wasn't 100% this season. And so if he wasn't 100% this season, then what's everyone going to do if he's actually going to be better, physically healthier next year? That's quite scary. But yeah, he's had things worked on there, and yeah, he's going to be fully ready to go for next year. So we'll see. But yeah, sounds good. Like he will have extra competition, so that's going to be good.
cool. On that EMX Sparks one, obviously I've seen some pictures and videos. That presentation looked unreal.
It was a full-on night. Yeah, pretty impressive. They did a proper movie about it, like a proper good video there, 12 to 15 minutes, I think. And yeah, these kids, there's lots of kids getting stuck into the electric bikes, and that's really, really encouraging, because the next step up from there is motocross. So yeah, this is this sort of thing, and obviously, what you've been doing with the XGB as well, and this sort of thing is really introducing little kids into our sport, and making heroes out of our top riders, and yeah, feeding the next generation, which is fantastic.
It is, I have to say, we get a lot of negativity about our sport. But if you see what's going on in the grassroots right now, you would not be negative about our sport because EMX Sparks, there's various clubs out there. We've had great entries, EXGB. Yeah, the sport is looking really, really good from a grassroots level. So fair
Yeah,
play to all the clubs because it is a real slog running events. Any club running events deserves so much credit, but there are some absolute fantastic ones out there running kids racing at the moment. So yeah, we are. I think the UK is in a very privileged position. I think it's going to bear fruit. Give it 4 or 5 years, and I think we're going to have an absolute abundance of talent coming through. So
yeah. If we could bring these kids up from that, obviously we've already seen the young lad that won the electric motocross series. His name escapes me now. Damn it.
Austin Senior.
Austin Senior, yes, of course, yeah. So yeah, we've already seen Austin, who was flying, one of the fastest riders of his age group in Europe. So this is fantastic. So yeah, for sure, more of that, and if we can nurture that talent all the way to the top level, then this is what we all want. So yeah,
So
it's exciting.
Austin started with us on a 12-inch Revy, our first ever Revy Cup at the Rocket Till Sundown, and Airborne Gunner Supercross there and won it. The next year
Yeah,
was a 16-inch Revy and won it. So he's come right through from a 3-year-old all the way through, and that path is out there now. Riders can start racing now at 3 years of age and have a proper grounding from a race environment now. And there's clubs cropping up all over the country. It is honestly, I know what you would say. I'd be buzzing about it, but I'm buzzing about it because there's so many great clubs doing this now, and there's so much opportunity for kids and families, and it is proper family stuff, like proper old school in
yeah,
that respect, but with a new twist. And yeah, mate, it is really, really good out there. So yeah, please don't be negative about the sport in this country because it is underneath the surface. It is absolutely booming.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, we've got the Dirt Hub Awards coming up.
Yeah, excited about that. I wanted to do it. It's not actually the Dirt Hub Awards because Dirt Hub is
Oh,
grand. It is actually the All British Motocross Awards because it is focused on the British Motocross Championship. So yeah, the All British Motocross Championship. I'll get there in a minute. The All British Motocross Podcast Awards.
oh,
So and yeah, it will be the basically the nominations will go up on social media and people can just fire in their comment and vote for who they want to win. Basically, so it's all down to you guys.
awesome. Yeah, it's going to be good. Looking forward to that. See what people think. It's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see.
It's all good. Everything's
It's
all
all good.
yeah, we're all good. Just another note. So Jason Mira, I spoke to Jason Mira, who's coming back. He had a torrid time. There's a post up on the site with a sort of what turned out to be a bit of a mystery illness, which affected his balance. really took its toll on him. But touch wood, he's going to be back racing in MX1 for the motorcycle racing team again next year. But yeah, because he started the year really well, didn't he? So yeah, so he's looking to be back and doing arena cross as well.
Brilliant. Oh, that's good news because yeah, Jason's good value to the series. He's a charger and a good racer, and yeah, that's good to see him back.
Cool. And then MX2 wise, I'm trying to remember where we got up to. I think we got to John Adamson, but Joel Rizzi 772 Ride Kawasaki team.
Yep.
That's that's going to be good to see Joel back in MX2. Good. Davey Pooch is going to do MX2, and Ben Musto confirmed back with the AC United Gas team. Obviously, that is a really good fit. It showed that because Ben had a storming year, and I think he's only going to get better. I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he's a title contender, to be honest.
Yeah, I commented on the post saying I hope that includes some EMX 250 rounds, and the team liked the comment, so I hope that means he is because yeah, I think for Ben that's the next step. Okay, he's he was very nearly Big Well 85 British champion back in 2021, an amazing series that was, but he's always been a kind of underdog. And you've only got to look at the likes of Cooper Webb. I see Ben Musto very much in that same sort of vein as the sort of rider that will grind out results, always have a chip on his shoulder, never give up. And I think if he doesn't take his talents to Europe, it'd be a massive waste because although he's not been a blazing schoolboy star, if you like, he is the sort of rider that could really deliver at the top level, I believe. So I just hope that, the team give him that chance to get out there because if he can deliver on EMX 250 like he did at Matterley and improve, just through being in that series regularly, sky's the limit.
I think him and Charlie Heyman are, at that same spot. This next year, I think they just need to nudge it up that another level because I both think they're both going to be title contenders, to be honest, in 2026. But they both need to be spreading their wing. I know Charlie Heyman has for America, but he could do with a prolonged run in a championship. And if he can do it, some EMX rounds because I think he has grown in stature and in confidence in 2025. And I think MX2 is going to be a cracker.
Yeah, no, I look forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. It's going to be really good.
I think that pretty much brings us up to in terms of news. In terms of the Brits, obviously MXGP, a few new things going on. Tom Vial, which we sort of knew about, but it's officially been put out there that he's on a Honda.
Yeah, looking great on that Honda as well. And he didn't do himself any favors by wiping out Jet Lawrence on the first lap of the Paris Supercross. But that's something. I mean, it was clearly an accident. He cased that jump and then sent barreling completely out of control. Just happened to land where Jet was. I mean, that kind of summed up the Lawrence's weekend. I think they just kept on making having those little problems which happened to them, not entirely their own fault either. So, but yeah, for sure, Vial on that Honda. Underestimate him at your peril. I mean, I've been looking at the statistics, trying to get a few things done for MXGP. I want to bring in some new graphics for MXGP next year, so we've been doing some research on that. And he won as many MX2 GPs as Jager Hertz did. But obviously he took home the 2 world titles, so he can win and he can deliver a championship. So Vial is a real dark horse, but he could well be right up there at the top level. So it's so exciting. I mean, you got Hurlings and Geiser, obviously on different bikes as well, which we kind of know. Fevre with the number 1 plate. Renault is still there as well. I think back on the Yamaha on the bike that he knows, which will be a good thing for him. And then we've got the new generation. Kaider Wolf has taken on MXGP and Andrea Adamo as well as Tom Vial. And don't forget Lucas Coonan, by the way, who was obviously second last year. So you've got that great mix of like real 4 big established stars, 4 big stars of the future coming in. What a championship you could have. There's 8 world champions in the mix. I've done the maths. 18 world titles between them. I mean, it's just fantastic, and I can't wait. So yeah, I'm truly buzzing for MXGP next year. I was asked to do a bit of promo for a video coming up, and on MXGP, and it's not difficult to get excited about next season. So really looking forward to it.
I don't care who you are. You look at that MXGP lineup. It's hard not to be excited by that because
yeah,
you know what? A real big name is going to ride well and come 11th. And
yeah,
that is how stacked it's going to be at that real sharp end. But you see some of the other riders that have moved up, and there's just like Rick Helsinger and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Thibaut Benistant.
yeah,
Benistant on the he could go out and win a race. You never no idea. On a private Honda. Horgmo was also building. Don't not forget how fast Horgmo was before he got hurt. And then you got Vlaanderen and Bonacorsi on the factory Ducatis. That Vosters team always gets the most out of their riders. Look at what they did with Koltenhoff. Incredible. To get the bronze medal last year. So, the Ducati team, that bike is going to come on leaps and bounds because they just will not quit. They won't let it fail. And those riders, Bonacorsi and Vlaanderen are solid riders, as well as Seawer as well. So for developing that bike, it's going to move forward. Can't wait. There's just so many layers to MXGP next year. MX2 as well. You're going to have Langenfelder back as champion, possibly with the number one. He hasn't decided. Sasha Kunin is going to be I believe Sasha Kunin is the favourite for MX2 next year. I think he will just cut out the crashing and be maybe not just as fast, but certainly fast enough to be a consistent winner. You could see a Kunin double championship next year. That could well be a scenario.
That would be phenomenal. Like you said, if he can cut the crashes out, there's no doubt. It just needs to. We're talking like smooths himself out by 5% is
Yeah. Fourth in the world in the end, even with all the crashes. And let's not forget Australia. It was kind of overshadowed by the championship celebrations, but he held on in front of De Wolf before De Wolf had problems, and he brought that win home by a monstrous margin in those horrible conditions. And Sasha stayed on and brought it home, which is something that, for me, that really signals he is going to be the man. If he can stay clear and do Supercross without killing himself, then yeah, that'd be really cool.
Is the weather going to be better in MXGP next year?
We've been contacted by some sub-Saharan countries to see if they want MXGP in town because of the drought, situations. We always bring the rain, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to places like Botswana, whatever, these places they've had droughts, and we're just going to be turning up and bringing the rain with us. I have no idea. The driest weekend all year was Matterley, which says it all, just crazy. But
crazy.
Even Australia, it felt personal. Like I said, if it rained in Australia, it's going to feel personal, and it did. Proper belt it down. So
Ben, you've got a black cloud over your head.
I am the black cloud.
Did it rain at the EMX Sparks presentation?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. See? There you go.
There we go. What can we say?
Okay. There we go. Following you, Ben.
Bring the rain.
You've got a dry track. Invite Ben to be your commentator.
I'll be a watering device.
World Supercross. I'm going to go straight to SX2 because we've got a British rider just pissing it, to be fair.
Go on, Max.
Yeah, he's just
love seeing that.
Yeah, he just looks so good. The competition is not that tough, but he's making it look way easier than what it is. I think, no racing's easy, is it? Especially Supercross, but he is just looking pretty outstanding, really.
Yeah, it's good to see. Back with his number 99, and just putting it together like the pro that he is. He is a seasoned pro now. He's in his 30s, but he's bringing it home. He's the epitome of a proper sort of 250 rider. He really can ride that bike so well, and it's just great to see him getting out there and earning his money and getting the glory because he fully deserves it, and it's great to see a British guy out there. And if he does win it, I will be right on to the Sports Personality of the Year awards and say, look, we got a world champion in 2 wheels here, so we need to shout about it. And that's something that we want to get out there in the BBC and the general mainstream media to recognise that we have got British winners on dirt bikes.
Good luck with that one, mate. Then 3 times world speedway champ. It is.
Yeah.
They don't like dirt bikes, do they?
Can but try.
Never knock a trier. That's what I say. I was going to say talking of triers, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, the link didn't work, but I just
would have been a great link. Would have been a really good link.
It would have been, but I can't think of someone who I think's really. Yeah, Eli Tomac. He did try quite hard, I suppose, to win the SX1 class. looks good on that KTM. There's a few times where I thought he's looks a little bit ragged, but let's be fair, he still brought it home, didn't he?
Yeah, he's an unbelievable rider. I mean, seeing him up close and personal in Cardiff a few years ago for that World Supercross event there made a lasting impression on me. I'll never forget. I mean, how the bike even survived, how the jump even survived, how hard he hit it, unbelievable. But yeah, so great to see Tomac at his best, and yeah, that bike could well make him a challenger. If the Lawrences continue to wobble, then Eli could well bring that one home, which would be pretty special. I mean, as somebody said, that's his fourth top manufacturer now, and yeah, to be bringing that home would be stunning. But we'll see. He's getting older. It's a long old season, so you never quite know. But yeah, I think that's a great combination. Excited to see how Prado's going to do on that bike as well now that he's back in the KTM fold. Will that be great, or will Chase Sexton say no, the Kawasaki's great after all and put it on the top? You never know. America, just like the MXGP series, is a wide open book for next year.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing that, really, to see how that pans out with that switch of bikes, because, it's been talked about that Chase wasn't happy, you moaned about the KTM. Jorge's been moaning about the Kawasaki, and now they've swapped. So,
Yeah.
the moaning's got to stop, innit? You know what I mean? The bullshit's got to stop. Interesting to see how that one evolves for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a big side story, I think. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We better bring on our guest, haven't we?
Yeah, let's get him on.
Good stuff. So yeah, we'll get ourselves talking to Brad Todd any minute now. Okay, so we're joined here now by Brad Todd, American traveller extraordinaire, and of course British Championship top 10 man for quite a few years now. And yeah, Brad, thanks for joining us. How are things with you at the moment? Where do you join us from?
Yeah, good. I'm just obviously at my house. Just yeah, well, not normally working at this point, but managed to get out of that for a couple of hours. I'm happy to be on here.
Couple of hours, crikey. Okay, how long did you say this podcast was? Nice one. Good. I like that. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, you're telling us that you've had a few things. I mean, we've seen some teasy little videos of you riding an Italian bike and such like. And of course, you've been on Honda for quite a few years now. But yeah, you have said already that your plans are go to America. Before you tell us what your plans are for next year, just give us a brief idea of what the experience has been like for you for America. And yeah, tell us which rounds you did and yeah, how your whole experience was.
Yeah, so I did 5 rounds in total, and I think it was Thunder Valley, Spring Creek, and Washougal, Ironman, and there's another one that I forgot. Sure, there's 5.
Unadilla?
Unadilla, yeah, that was it. And yeah, they're just insane. As I say, the whole atmosphere, everything, it's so good. When you get there, everything's just a wow factor. And it's, it's just made for the spectators more, I believe, and with the, the prize money, everything is it's just so nice. You're like really happy to be there. Nothing's, if whether it rained all night, you wouldn't be bothered, or I wouldn't be bothered anyway. I just enjoy it so much more. But it is something new as well. So yeah, it was a hell of an experience. It was so difficult qualifying because there's a lot of things that people don't see with the qualifying. Like you've got 1 lap to learn a track and do all the jumps and all that. So that was an eye opener. But obviously the one with Thunder Valley, which I have a lot of experience on that track because I went up there to practice it for weeks beforehand. So I knew I was going to be all right in that one. But yeah, that's the only daunting thing about them is the qualifying. But yeah, hopefully with next year's plans, it's going to be pretty fun for me. So we'll see.
Nice. I mean, I think I've lost the bet with Joe Huskane from Too Much Sauce, who obviously did your vlog there. I think I've lost the bet with him because I think he bet me a tenner that you would talk about your 8th place qualifying within the first 5 minutes. But tell us about that. What was that like?
Oh, mate, unreal. It was just so funny. And obviously, I'm hanging on the back of that for the rest of my life. I don't care what anyone says, whether they say I don't deserve it or whatever, they can go fuck themselves. But I don't know, am I allowed to swear on this? I don't know if we have.
We usually don't, but I'll Brad is what Brad does.
No, so I'm hanging off the back of that one. Yeah, that was obviously the highlight of the trip. It was just so unexpected for me. And I came back to the van. My phone was just going mad because Well, I was sat watching the next qualifying because I was in Group B, which is kind of like penalised one in a way. And then Group A went out, and I was just sat glued to my phone because I thought I've put a hell of a lap in here. I was thinking like it's going to be top 20 of this, and then they started going round. It was like Hunter Lawrence, I think, just put a lap in, and I was like, he's only half a second in front. That can't be right. I thought, I was Cooper Webb or something. I was like, it must be going around again. His next lap was slower, and I was like, hang on, that's when the nerves started kicking in. And I was like, oh, what is going on here? And then I went out for the next qualifying, absolutely crapping one, because I was just begging, like really hoping that the track was just going to be worse. And I did like 3 corners. I was absolutely buzzing knowing that it was going to be worse. But yeah, so that was that, and that was the highlight of it. Really, it went tits up after that. So it doesn't matter.
Who are the names around you? The names behind you? I'm sure you the whole.
I think Anderson was 10th, and then it was that Cody Shock. I think Prado was 11th. Cody Shock. Then it was Cooper Webb just in front of me. Then it was Hunter, Jets, Eli Tomac, maybe. Yeah, just I don't know, just small names really.
Just your average Joes. Yeah.
The internet as well. To mention that one as well.
Jordan, did you get like people checking you out, like sort of walking past, looking you up and down?
Well, funny enough, not particularly, because as we got to the meeting, it was raining a lot, and they had to put everyone in one paddock, and there wasn't enough room in the paddock, so they made us our own paddock. It was only like there was maybe 5 riders in there, so we were like way out of the way in what was a swamp of a field. So nobody walked really in there. So when I went away, that was it. Obviously, I had a lot of social media engagement, but yeah, it was just cool. It was cool. One of them, it was funny actually, because one Jason Anderson, I think. Well, Jason Anderson was on the start line, and I went up to him and said, "I'm taking that gate, mate." And he looked at me up and down like I was some sort of dickhead, and I thought this is great because I'm actually going to take that gate. So yeah, it was fun. That was the highlighted one anyway.
So if you in terms of that, mixing with the stars and the riders, what else, interactions have you had, like talking about Prado and the Lawrences, what is sort of one moment that you can take from it and say, yeah, I was rubbing shoulders with that guy?
Sorry about that noise. That's my dog making the noises. I don't know. It was so fun. The whole thing was just an absolute dream come true, and can't really pinpoint one moment because there was just so many of them. Well, actually, now I can. I've thought of one. One of them was nearly crashing 3 times on the sighting lap in 3 corners, and Jet Lawrence passing me while laughing his head off. That was probably the pinpoint moment that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
You can actually hear him laughing.
Yeah, I went over this double down the hill, and I'd cased it. It was just a sighting lap, so I shouldn't have really done the double, but I wanted to, so I did it. And I landed in these braking bumps that were a lot bigger because it was the last race. And I was going down, like, head shaking, like, got to the corner, nearly spun out. And he went by. Well, he went alongside me and was, like, getting my attention and just laughing. And then the next corner, I went in and I dabbed my foot, and then I was hanging off the back over, it's like a little drop, hanging off the back doing a Superman down. And then I was like shaking my head going, what am I doing? And then the next corner was heavily watered, so I nearly spun out there, and he went by absolutely howling at me. And yeah, it was funny. It's just a proper novice in that sighting lap. And then that was that, really.
Brilliant. So yeah, let's get to it then, Brad. So you said you got some plans sorted out for next year. So yeah, what's happening for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to announce it with getting some pictures at DK Off Road and getting the bike sorted. But obviously, you've seen me testing a Ducati, and that's been good. I mean, that engine on that bike is unreal. I'll give them credit for that. But I had a little. Well, I don't want to say it. It was just a minor problem. I'd snapped a bit of plastic that was for the fuel pump when I took the tank off. So I think that was more my fault. But I've been waiting for parts for the past 4 for it, and I came to the conclusion that like that's not going to be if I'm driving, because we're getting a caravan and stuff, I'm going to be driving the whole of America. If something goes wrong, then I'm kind of like stuck, and I can't afford to be stuck out there because I don't know what I'm doing on a good day. So I got in touch with Simon Gabriel from Gabriel KTM. I've always kept in touch with him since we parted ways in 2022, and he just said, "Look, do you want to ride a two-stroke in MX2? I'll get it all tuned up and we'll have a bit of a laugh." And I was like, "Oh well, yeah, I can't commit to the whole of it. I can do the first 4 rounds from what the calendar said." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be sound. I'll help you out with the 450 so you can train." So yeah, that's what happened. He's helped me out with a couple of bikes, and yeah, we're just going to go, as I said, do the British 252 stroke in MX2. And then, yeah, the 450 I'll commit to in the US, but I'll probably, do a lot of training at home on the 450, the two-stroke. I mean, I'm a two-stroke guy. I love them, so I'll jump on that, and I'll probably be very happy and very comfortable quite quickly. So, yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, obviously, I'm changing from a lot of different stuff with my kit and everything with... still kind of in talks with Dad at the moment. I don't really know what I'm doing. My goggles, I've sorted them with Yes Brand, but that's as far as it goes. So, yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, well, hopefully it's just a bit of fun and we'll see what happens. But the main goal is obviously America and see what I can do in there. I would like to obviously, give that a good go. And you never know what can happen from it, can you? A lot of people are doing well from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so on the orange bikes out there as well, obviously DK Off-Road helping you out. I mean, yeah, that seems to be quite a popular choice at the moment. Obviously, Eli and then Prado going back to them as well. So, yeah, I mean, from that side, that's pretty strong. So they've got a decent sort of support network for privateers and stuff out there, as far as you know.
Yeah, I mean, we paid onto a privateer support program, and it's very. We're probably not meant to say how much it is, but it is very cheap. It's above $400 and below $500. So work that one out.
You're not supposed to say, Brad. Don't blow the ride on this podcast. All right?
No, I've probably got it on the contract that I've written that I'm not going to say, but anyway, I have. So yeah, that's per round, and there's 11 rounds, and it just they take the bikes. They have so much. You get $1,000 parts budget in that as well. Probably not going to say that, but anyway. You get a lot for the money. So yeah, DK Off-Road helped me by paying that. As I say, they take the bikes. They've got a chef there, cooks for you all the time. They've got water. They have everything you can think of. They have ice baths. So we're going to be a part of that. But yeah, he's going to help out as well with a caravan and a truck, and just going to be me and my mechanic, and just travel the whole of America. And each round I'll have a practice bike. And a race bike, it will be with the truck, and the practice bike I'll just drive. And then on my way to these tracks, I'll just stop off at, hopefully historic tracks over there and, do a bit of training because, it's a lot more difficult over there with the training side of things, or a lot better for us anyway. So hopefully that's all going to benefit me and help me out.
You are literally living the dream, mate. That is it. You're trucking around America, taking in the tracks, mate. That is... what most people dream of. And I was going to ask you that, as a kid, and I think we've done it before, like at the moment, where do you think, British riders, think of the, I suppose the Drew Stocks and the Charlie Richmonds coming up. You know what I mean? Where do you think, in your opinion, where do you think their dream should be heading? Because you've seen MXGP, you've seen America, we know where we're in the UK. Paul Irwin's done a good job, and he's certainly helping us on that perspective. But from what you've seen, if a kid's gonna be looking to build a future in this sport, what angle would you take?
Certainly now I've done it, I would be looking directly at America. That's really where the future of, you've got more of a chance at making money, even being at the back of the pack. If you go do a Grand Prix or something, you're losing money. As soon as you pay that entry, you've lost money. Whereas if you're capable of qualifying into it, you'll make money. And if you can sort out the deals with kits and stuff like that, it's so much different. You get paid to wear kits, or not paid to wear kit. You get good bonuses. So if you qualify, you get like a bonus to get in, and it's just that sort of stuff. I mean, I kind of get a bit of stick for people for saying, like, I go out there and, I'm very fortunate. I've got sponsors like what I have that'll help me make these journeys and stuff. But, I'll try and say, oh, you should just try and go to America. And like, oh, well, it costs this much and that much. But I can guarantee you the amount of emails that I've sent out to people to try and get myself out there, you would be shocked by that. But I've made it happen. Whereas I think a lot of them kids just need to start and just fire the shot. It's a risk to go, but if you can go, they've got the whole life ahead of them to make money after motocross, because you're not going to, the chances of you going to America and coming back with enough money so you don't have to ever work again are they're extremely slim. So, I believe that's where they should be all looking. I think there's a lot of British talent, and it's sad because they've got no tracks to ride, they've got nothing to, they can't focus on it unless they spend a fortune and get a house in Belgium or wherever. And even that, as I say, you go to a GP, you lose money. So it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no, it's interesting you say that, like I said, they should be looking to that one, on a different perspective. Are you surprised that more of the, your riders of your sort of age have not taken on? Because you said that, this is a once in a lifetime. You've got the chance now. I suppose you're self-employed, so that helps. But I don't know, and I know we always say this, Ryder, because I know Josh Gilbert's been out there. But say, for instance, Conrad Muse, would you say, like, Conrad, with the talent he's got, I know that his bread and butter is the UK, his job is to win the British title. He's done all that. But, from his angle, do you think, like, it's a great opportunity for him that he could really go out there and earn a bit of money?
Yeah, I Conrad is such a big talent, and I hate not seeing him going out and doing what he can do. Like, I'm pretty good at, if someone's doing well, I'm happy for them, sort of thing. And I get so, I don't get frustrated. I don't think about it that much. But he has such a big talent, but he needs to make that leap. And I believe he could do so well, and especially financially, because he has got that talent too. He'd run in the top 10. And as soon as you run in the top 10 in the outdoors, you're going to get picked up by whoever. And then you'll get, obviously, more benefits as it goes along. But I get the whole idea with the British thing, because until I'd taken the leap, I didn't think it was easy enough to get to. It's not easy enough to get to, but it wasn't going to be. I'm trying to think of the way of explaining it. He's got more of a chance of making good money at it going over there, is what I'm trying to get at. And he should get a lot of people trying to back him to go, a lot more than what I will get backing from, because obviously he's our best Brit. So there's going to be a lot of companies out there that would love to see that and go and try and do it. But until he's willing to try it, I don't know if it'll happen. But as I say, I would love him to go and do it and show everyone what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at, for me anyway, I look at Harry Koulis. He's going out there, he is earning good money, he's scoring points, he's getting up into some top 10s. And Conrad, a couple of years ago in the British Championship, Conrad could hunt down Harry and pass him no problem. The comparison is there, isn't it? That you could, if Harry could do it, for sure Conrad can, but it's whether or not Conrad can reach that level once he leaves this island, I guess, is the eternal question mark.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a shame, isn't it? Because he's keeping up with Erlings, and Erlings is on a factory bike, and Conrad's not on a factory bike, and he's doing just as good a job, at them Britishes. And it's just, I know what everyone sees it, don't they? And people obviously on social media give him stick because they're getting frustrated. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's down to him what he wants to do, and if that's what he wants to do, then so be it. I'll just keep making a joke about him, calling him a sandbagger on the start line.
Amazing. So, just to come back to yourself, the British thing. So you're doing the John Adamson route. You're going to the 252 stroke in the British. I mean, that's that's not a small jump. That looks quite tasty. So yeah, I mean, what do you fancy your chances there?
I don't know, to be honest. I've never really thought about, the 450 class is a very tough class because it's more adapting to the bike. I think you got a lot of people. It's easier to ride a 250 because you just got to be a bit more aggressive and stuff. But I think as well with where I was consistently around the top 5, and I've done that. I don't know, maybe 3 years in a row, and it's just. I get top 5 and nothing changes. Nothing changes in my life. I've just got top 5 in Britain. Then next year you're like, oh, I'm going to try and get top 3. And then you get top 5 again. Like, well. And then I look at who's coming in this next year, and like there's 5 Grand Prix riders. The only way I can see myself getting top 5 is if I become a full-time rider, and it's not going to happen. Not unless someone just decides, here, Brad, we'll give you a chance. But again, I'm 29. It's like they're going to pick someone who's younger and they've got a bit of bollocks about them. But at some point, I'm going to be like, this isn't for me. And I'm closer to that stage than what I was at 21 or 22, 23. So, I've got no plans on retiring anytime soon, but I've got to look at it as, this is probably the prime where I'm at now. And if I can be on a 2-stroke, I'm going to be a bit more fitter and, I feel like I could be up there, but I don't know where I'll be. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, if I go out there and I'm up there, then, maybe it's going to be something that I look at doing in the future. If, America's only going to last so long if nothing happens with that. So we'll just, I really don't know what's going to happen. It's all went a different turn in my life from where I thought it was going to be 5 years ago. So yeah, we'll see.
Nice one.
No, that's interesting you say that, I'll go back to that in a bit, but I was just going to say that MX2 seems to be really building up at the moment because we've got Joel Rizzi gone down into it, obviously yourself, John Adamson in it, Jake Nichols, but then we've got the young riders as well. So it's like a real good mix in the MX2 class for next year, which is going to be really good. But I was just going to say, you said, 5 years ago, you didn't think your, life was going to take this turn, your career. Where do you think it would, where 5 years ago, where do you think you would have thought you'd be?
Probably wouldn't have been 5 years ago. It probably would have been maybe 3, because I was riding for Gabriel. As I say, I'd literally just signed a contract to do Grand Prix the following year. So that was 2022, and then signed it for 2023. So from there on, when I'd lost it all, and I sat, and obviously that's why I started up the installation business, because I thought, right, well, it's not going to get any better. So I'll start my business and just go from there. And so I thought, I'm obviously this is gonna fizzle out, and I'm gonna go to work. And then obviously I never gave up, and I didn't really have a plan. That's why I think I started becoming quite good at the British as well, because I just went to the Britishes to enjoy it rather than every single year from when I was 18. It sort of was a little bit unenjoyable because I was taking it too much like a job. And I really believe that's where it turned, because I went to the Britishes and I wasn't bothered about who beat me as much. Obviously, I had my targets and I just went to try and hit them targets. If I did on the day, that was good. If I didn't, then my life didn't change. I just went and done what I needed to do that week. So, yeah. And then, as I say, I've just gotten better, and I've stayed loyal with the sponsors I've got, and they've just, every year it just gets better and better. And yeah, this is where it's ended up.
It's interesting you say that because I did an interview with Callum Mitchell, and he pretty much said the same. Had a bit of a break, come back just to enjoy it, and this year he's pretty much been a different rider. And I think a lot of that is because he just literally took the pressure off, said, got a day job now, and I'm going to enjoy it. Is that? Do you think that tactic could work for a lot of different riders that probably, the expectation weighs a bit too heavy on them?
Yeah, I think it happens a hell of a lot. Really, I really do. Because I think the kids nowadays, I think Jake Nichols has said it before, I think they are glorified, if that's the right words, from before they've even made it. They're already, they already think they've made it in a way. And I think that there's a big part of that. And when they go into this pro class, and they ain't getting the results that is expected of them, it doesn't, it takes the enjoyment out of it for them, and then they're putting a load of pressure on themselves week in, and it just gets to a point, and I think when they start hitting 18 and they start going out and stuff, like what everyone does when they're 18, it just affects it massively, and then it's so easy to give up because you've realised, oh, well, I'm not going to do it, I'll just give up. And it's the ones that don't give up that always, come out of it. But yeah, I forgot what I was going with that. But yeah, I think they just need to start from the start. They just need to go out there and enjoy it, and where it leads them, that's where it takes them. That's what it is. But yeah, I would urge them never to give up, even if they have a bad year, and then they can only afford a bike next year if they can afford a bike, or I did the same way. I went just on a stock bike. I just went, no suspension settings, nothing. Just went and done it, and that's where it started, and it all starts. That's how it started as a kid. So as long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. And yeah, whatever happens will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's it does frustrate me so much. We always seem to have like winning Coup de l'Avenir teams and strong youth riders up through the 85s, and then it just hits that 125 and 250 bracket, especially EMX, and then we lose them. You know what I mean? We don't seem to get them going through to MX2 and such like in GP level. I mean, Max Anstey went out and raced in America, and obviously started there, and that kicked his whole career off. So maybe a few might follow the sort of route that you're suggesting there as well by going to the States. But just to come back to yourself again, I mean, are you based whereabouts are you going to be based when you actually go to the States, or is it like, are you flying back and forth, or are you staying there long term over the national season? How's it all working?
So I'll be at home until the first round of the AMA. I've got to watch with my visa as well, because I'm only allowed obviously 12 weeks in that country, and there's 11 rounds, so I'll have to fly back between. But when I'm out there, I won't really have a base. I'll just be a gypsy, put it that way. But I'll just be in a caravan, driving around America, figuring it out. Really, there's no real plan. It's just an absolute chaos. That's how it's always been, really. But this is on a different level.
Are you going to be selling wooden mushrooms on the side, by the side, like carved wooden mushrooms to make some money?
Yeah. I'll do anything for money.
We're going to see some red lights on the camera about
No, but yeah, it's just got to be mental, isn't it? I wish it was planned out, because I'll probably just follow the teams, because they'll be in the trucks and they'll drive, and I'll finish the meeting, get all packed up, and then I'll follow them so far, because I think roughly it's around 20-24 hours each round. Some are closer than others, so I'll have to figure it out. I might even fly to some, because as I say, I've got that truck that takes everything for me, so I don't need to take the caravan now. I just want that to be the experience. It's just, I want it to be a cool experience, and say that I drove the whole of America and did that. So we'll see.
Nice one. Nice. Really excited for you. It's going to be great to follow your progress out there, and I'm sure we'll catch a word with you through the rest of the season as well. So who's it you're looking to sort of thank as we start to wrap things up here for yourself? There, you got quite a few there. I know you're so good at thanking the sponsors and making sure all the names are out there.
Yeah, that's why I'm opening Instagram right now and trying to find out where they are.
I think I've done this before. I just dropped you in it.
You should have just dragged that one out so I had time to.
Well, it's nice for while you're looking for that. It's nice for Simon Gable to get involved with you again and help things out there, because he gets so committed to the sport. I mean, it's so much he puts into his team. I was lucky enough to share a flight with him coming back from Sardinia from one of the GPs, and he actually did speak about some of the things, because I think is that right? As soon as you left the Gabriel team, I think we had a little encounter with Tristan Purden up at Oakhanger, didn't you? Is that right? You're at the back of the circuit or something? You got a bit close?
I can't remember. I do that so often. I have knocked a few people off in my time, so I don't know if I did. I can't remember. I think anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? Oh, I know what you mean now. I think I passed him last lap, and I had to pass him because I'd just lost the ride. I think it was last corner as well. I just wanted to rub it in, but yeah. just be a knob. That's all I wanted to be.
It's right at the back of Oakhang, wasn't it? That far corner was behind the bushes, like literally just the marshal could see you. I think that was about it.
Yeah, I was just honestly, it wasn't even a night. I was hanging on for dear life because it was so wet as well.
Yeah.
But I'd clocked him the lap before, and he was like 5 seconds in front. I was like, I've got to do this. Yeah, poor lad, because he probably got some stick after that as well. But I feel like
was it yourself that had the encounter with John Adamson at Duns?
Yeah, that's a common occurrence as well.
Come back to the class with him then.
Yeah, well, I try and avoid him as much as possible. Like I like him, but he's just on the track. He's a fucking nightmare.
That was such a wild move. It was right in front of me. It was such a wild move. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
I just think he forgot where the track was, and he chose the part which was directly into the side of my bike. So, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all done. I got off the track and I was like, I maybe made a mistake. And I was in the video and I was like, oh no, he didn't make a mistake. Oh dear.
Yeah, he meant to do it.
Anyway, as I say, he's actually, when we have had some fucking good races, really good races. Just it just ends in tears a lot of the time, most of the time. So yeah, it'll carry on, won't it? That's unfortunately.
Brilliant stuff. So yeah, we got about a minute left there on your time there, Brad. So yeah, have you got that sponsors list ready?
Yeah. So obviously a big thank you to DK Off Road and Simon Gabriel for this next year. I've got loads of sponsors that help me out this year, but I won't have time. Thank you. They obviously know who they are. But Mark Blades is another one. He helped me out with a bike and mechanic, and he's coming to America. So yeah, from FMI Engineering. Yeah, I maybe shouldn't because it's so long.
Send us the list and we'll put
I'll send
in
it.
Good call. Yeah, we'll post out for you there. So yeah, we're just counting things down there. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us, Brad, and all the best out there. I'm sure I'll see you at the British. You doing Hawkstone, by the way? Hawkstone International?
I'm not too sure yet. I don't know what's happening with the bikes or anything. So I'm going out to Spain in January, so probably February as well. So if I can fly back, well, it depends how much money. We'll see.
Nice one. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Brad, and all the best for your season ahead.
Thank you very much, lads. Cheers.
Cheers, Brad.
So yeah, massive thanks to Brad Todd there for joining us on the podcast, the All British Motocross Podcast from Dirt Hub. Been great to talk to Brad, and wow, what a nice reveal then, Paul. So MX2 now looking even more smoking with the two-stroke edition of Brad on the Gabriel SS 2014. Pretty cool.
Great lovers. MX2 is looking pretty darn good.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
We've got John Adamson lining up next to Brad Todd on two strokes.
Crazy. Obviously, Tommy and Billy are back. That's pretty special. That Tommy and Billy back, and we still don't know what the Gabriel SS 2014 are going to do. Are they going to bring back Werner and Duenson, or we're going to have more riders through? We really don't know. But yeah, stunning. Going to be cracking. Absolutely cracking. Can't wait for Hawkstone.
There could be a little clue on that one because Hawkstone International have announced that Max Werner's going to be riding in it.
Yes.
And I can't imagine him riding in it unless he's riding for a British team.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my detective work there for you.
Good work, Sherlock.
Yeah. So I reckon he will be back. But they've been very, they've sort of hinted at citing news. But they just left us hanging with it. I kept waiting for this. Yeah, not happening.
I mean, obviously they've said that Hurlings and Febvre are back. Febvre's running number one.
Oh no, not that Gabriel team I'm talking about.
Oh, the Gabriel team. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, you're right. Yeah, the Gabriel team have been a little bit quiet, but I'm sure they'll come through. They'll deliver with an exciting team again, and maybe even an MX1 rider. We'll see.
Could be really interesting. Like I said, Hawkstone International, Febvre, Renault, Hurlings, Ben Watson, who we don't know exactly where
he's riding, but yeah, good that he's there.
Going to be there. So yeah, already the lineup's looking really, really good. Now they have changed their Facebook page. Really hard to find actually. They changed it, and it's if you put Hawkstone International, it didn't come up. But I think it's called. What have they called it? I'm going to try and look it up, and I won't be able to find it. But yeah, if you were looking at the old one, I think it's called Hawkstone Park International now. It is Hawkstone Park International.
Oh, not Hawkstone International MX.
No. So
Was that?
I think it's
Oh.
to do with a bit of a change in the marketing team there. So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's Hawkstone International MX haven't posted for some time. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, hopefully we'll get things moving with those guys, and yeah, it'd be a good one to see. I mean, you bring up Hawkstone Park, it comes up VMXDN now.
yeah, that's it. That's what I said. It's really hard to find. Really hard to find that. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. So yeah, Max Werner was the latest rider to be announced as being in. We've got the Brits in there: Joel Rizzi, Ben Musto, Callum Mitchell, Joe Brooks is in as well. So yeah, we've got a lot of the young riders. Joe Brooks, obviously, if he can start the season and keep fit and healthy early doors, he is definitely going to be, he's going to be up there with like we talked about, Ben Musto and Charlie Heyman for sure.
Yeah, Hawkstone Park International. Yeah, you got it. So there it is. Hawkstone Park International is the Facebook group there. So yeah, I think if you were part of the if you were following that group originally, then you will still be there. But yeah, there we go then.
Oh, it's actually a completely different page, honestly, because it's got 173 people liking it at the moment. So
Right.
you could do with some more people. So go and find it. Hawkstone Park International page.
Oh yeah, I'll press follow now. There we go.
Yeah.
More now. Okay, cool. Nice one. Wow, yeah, that needs to build up. Okay, cool. Well, we'll get that moving. Great stuff. So, yeah, looking forward to all that. And yeah, we'll speak more in a few weeks' time then, Paul. We'll get a few more movements once we get them. And we'll be back with the All British podcast at some point in December.
Yeah, we'll come back and we have got an interview. Paul Irwin's going to come on so we can have a proper chat with Paul about the championship, how his first year went, plan going forward, what went well, what didn't, what they're looking to change up. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he was due to join us early in the month, but yeah, he was off and away for a bit and said he'd have more news by like the end of the later half of November. So yeah, fingers crossed. Then yeah, Paul will be able to join us and talk about that. So that'd be nice to hear. So keep looking for that on Dirt Hub, and obviously yeah, make sure you vote for the All British Podcast Awards, which are going to be out there soon. So yeah, please follow those on the socials. Thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks again, Paul, for joining us. And yeah, we'll get things going. Brad Todd, brilliant to have him on board as well. Some great stuff from Brad there. We wish him all the best for 2026 as well. So, yeah, keep your ears posted and keep clicking on Dirt Hub and you'll get all the latest news. And yeah, we'll see you back here very soon for the next All British Motocross podcast. Stay cheerio, Paul.
See you later, guys.
Thanks a lot. Bye now.